This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Hello and welcome to News Tonight on NDTV Hindu. A lot of political activity here in Tamil Nadu and at the centre, with the parliament in session and the opposition coming together to attack the government on the mismanagement of the Commonwealth Games and the alleged corruption scandals surrounding the games, and even sportsmen hitting out hard on the government. With the focus on the news tonight, the emerging gaps in the DMK Congress combined in the state, and Congress leaders of the state struggling to keep the boat from sinking. In fact, we will be joined by KV Thangabalu, the president of the Tamil Nadu Congress Committee, to discuss just that. But before all that, let's now take a look at the top stories tonight. Even as cracks emerge in the state's ruling alliance, TNCC President Thangabalu says all is well, but asks leaders to watch what they say. The Madras High Court dismisses the petition for a DVAC probe into the corruption allegations against CM's security men. Government inspectors get back empty-handed from Jayalalitha's Kodanad estate as they are sent back by estate officials say they will return with a notice. Fresh round of allegations by Jayalalitha blames MK Arigiri and School Minister Thangam Tennarasu for corruption in school teacher recruitments. Big discounts at the RD season is here, but is it a mere eyewash by brands to push off their old stock? And India lose 3 quick wickets in their second innings against Sri Lanka as they chase down a total of challenging of 257. Let's now also take a look at other stories making national headlines. CWG Chairman Suresh Kalmari rules out his resignation, says the games are his priority. He'll quit after the games if Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh ask him to. Government faces tough questions on the game scam in Parliament, and united opposition demands answers. Want to know where every paisa has been spent.
इतना पैसा खर्च कर देने के बाद यदि हम दूसरे स्थान पर भी नहीं पहुंचे तो हम किस गौरव की बात करते हैं?
Gujarat High Court grants the CBI a 2-day custody for Amit Shah in the Shorabuddin fake encounter case. Kashmir Chief Minister travels to Leh to assess the situation after 90 are killed and dozens are missing in the flash floods in the region. The Home Minister in Parliament said it was important to reach out to the people of Kashmir and with their hearts, government must deliver on promises. Even as it seems that there is a gap emerging between the DMK Congress combined in the state, with Congress party men singing different tunes and alliances issues, and leaders like EVK's Elangovan being critical of the DMK government, the TNCC President KV Thangabalu is playing the saving act, issuing a second ultimatum in just 3 days. Thangabalu said today that congressmen should watch what they say. He's perhaps referring to former TNCC President EVK's Elangovan's latest statements, lashing out on the DMK, calling it as a minority government that's surviving at the mercy of the Congress. In fact, DMK expressed dissatisfaction over EVK's Elangovan's recent outburst. The DMK's patriarch Karunanidhi had said that EVK's Elangovan's attitude will not strengthen the alliance but only strain the ties between the two parties. And this ultimatum comes after the Congress party having recently issued a gag order on party men from speaking about alliance issues. Now, for more on that, we're now joined by KV Thangabalu himself, the president of the TNCC. So thanks a lot for joining us on News Tonight. Just 2 days ago, you issued a gag order asking party men not to speak about alliance in public forum. But now Elangovan has openly lashed out at DMK, and DMK has also reacted sharply. Does it mean that there is any trouble in the alliance? What is going on?
No, I am very clear in my mind. I am here as President to safeguard the values of the Congress. I am here to safeguard the understanding between the Congress, the DMK, the alliance, and Madam Sonia Gandhi is our leader and she is the ultimate authority. The present alliance between the Congress and the DMK is very good. It is a very working alliance and it is a very comfortable alliance and we are happy with it. We are in government at the center, the Congress-led government by Dr. Manmohan Singh. DMK is a partner. The UPA chairperson, the Congress president, Madam Sonia Gandhi, our beloved leader, he is the chairperson and he is the leading the alliance at the national level. And whatever decision taken by the Congress High Command and the Congress President our beloved leader, Madam Sonia Gandhi, is final for every congressman.
Right. But sir, this is not the first time you're drawing a Lakshman Rekha. In the past also, a few leaders have violated the High Command's order, indicating that it is a deliberate attempt.
You see, Congress party has lot of avenues. People, maybe workers or leaders, anybody has any views about any issue, they are open to come to the Congress Executive Committee, and there are forums where they can express their opinion, not outside. And Congress party is a disciplined party. Congress President, Madam Gandhi, wants strictest discipline to be enforced at all levels. I am trying my best to see that that discipline is brought in, and you will see things will be all right in the coming days.
But sir, there are also reports that because of the different factions within the Congress, these leaders are talking in different tunes.
I say those who are wedded to Congress ideology, those who are accepting the Congress leadership, that is Madam Sonia Gandhi and Mr. Rahul Gandhi leadership, they have only have place in the party. And those who are not, they have no place, simple. And if anybody has any views other than the Congress views, and they are not right congressmen.
But sir, my question is very specific. Is this ultimatum, all these things which have been happening over the past 2 or 3 days, is it because of the factions within your party?
There is no faction at all. In every political party, there are views, counter views, and number of issues around the party, and like Congress do have. At the same time, after I took over as the president of the party, you will see there is unity and there is no views other than the Congress views. And I see to it every congressman or in a disciplined way function in the respective places.
Well, one last question, Mr. Thangwalu. Is the party completely under your control? Because this recent outburst by a few leaders has given an image that all is not well within the Congress and for the Congress.
The party is totally under the control of the state president. Party is controlled under the leadership of the Congress president at the national level, and nobody can violate party discipline. This is simple.
Right, Mr. Thangwalu, thanks a lot for joining us on News Tonight. KV Thangwalu is saying that the Congress DMK combine is indeed going strong. We'll of course have to wait and watch where that leads. Moving on, there was high drama today outside the tea estate belonging to AIADMK chief Jayalalitha in Koranad near Ooty. Officials tried to get into her tea factory for an inspection citing alleged irregularities, but the party workers did not let them in. Amma says the move was politically motivated. Sam Daniel reports.
Is political vendetta back in Tamil Nadu ahead of assembly polls in the state? Local body officials tried to inspect a newly built tea factory at Jayalalitha's summer retreat near Ooty following reports of violations. But it was not that easy. The management and Jayalalitha's party workers just did not let them in.
Forcibly, they want to enter into the estate. Without permission. We will not allow.
அவசரப்பட்டு எந்த நடவடிக்கை எடுக்காமல் சட்ட ரீதியான நடவடிக்கைகளை அரசு இது குறித்து மேற்கொள்ளும்.
While a committee is probing this, Jayalalitha has denied these allegations. She claims it's only a renovation with proper approval and calls this politically motivated. During its earlier tenure, the ruling DMK had put Amma behind bars, filing more than a dozen cases against her. But Jayalalitha was not convicted in any of them. When she returned to power, there was the midnight arrest of Karunanidhi, and now the vendetta appears to be continuing.
It is very obvious that the DMK has become very nervous about the ADMK's apparent resurgence. That is why they are now targeting Jayalalitha on whatever issue they can find.
Tamil Nadu has seen a change of guard every time in the last few elections. With the ruling DMK trying to buck this trend, Dravidian politics is all set to get murkier in the months to come. With Ananthakrishnan at Kodunad, in Chennai, Sam Daniel, Find TV.
Well, and it's not just the DMK throwing forth allegations. AIDMK General Secretary Jayalalitha today alleged that there's large-scale corruption in the state government-run Teachers Recruitment Board. She charged that corruption is rampant from appointment to transfer of teachers in the state of Tamil Nadu. She said that at least 37 appointments during November 2009 and May 2010 were given to people who are not even in the registered list. Jayalalitha said that she suspects the role of School Education Minister Tangam Tennarasu and his mentor and DMK Union Minister M.K. Argiri in the large-scale corruption behind appointments and transfer of teachers in the state. Moving on, the Madras High Court today dismissed the petition seeking inquiry into the corruption allegations leveled against the Chief Minister's personal security men after heated arguments between the defence and the public prosecutor. The court dismissed the petition on the grounds that after receiving a complaint, the DGP had in fact inquired into the matter and found that the 75 lakhs rupees which were paid for the land allocated to these security men by the government was accounted for. The money was paid, in fact, through a joint venture. NDTV Hindu had broken this story on how, based on an RTI application, an NGO had found that the Chief Minister's security men were in possession of income disproportionate to their known sources of income.
Director General of Police, performed his duty and, investigated this complaint on behalf of DBAC. And Director General of Police wrote a letter to us. There is no truth in the complaint. So recording this communication of the Director General of Police stating that these three officers never paid this rupees 75 lakhs each from their funds, and they have paid from some other sources, and those sources are perfectly legal. This is the say of DGP according to learned public prosecutor. Recording this letter in the judgment, the Honorable Judge dismissed this petition because it becomes infructuous. Already the complaint is registered and investigated.
Now, it's that time of the year again when shopping malls turn into traffic stoppers, quite literally. It's the month of Adi, considered an inauspicious period, but ironically, when there's a frenzy to shop. Why? Because of discount sales on everything from clothes to mobile phones to washing machines to jewelry. But is this annual ritual almost all about genuine discount, or is it just a pretext to attract customers? Peer Mohammed finds out.
Rock bottom prices and discounts like you've never dreamt of before. That's what the Adi Shopping Festival promises year after year. And customers queue up at Namma Chennai's very shopping destinations. Their many malls at T Nagar are perhaps the best example.
In Adi there's auction, right? We just have, for the low rates we get everything. So I come for every Adi sale.
So Adi தள்ளுபடி இப்ப போட்டுருக்காங்க இந்த சீசன்ல. அது வாங்குறதுக்காக வந்தோம். So percentage பிரகாரம் பார்த்து and materialsலாம் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு பார்த்து வாங்கலாம்னு வந்தோம். So not bad. வாங்கிட்டோம்.
It's impossible not to catch the Adi fever this month if you live in Chennai. But there is a flip side to this discount mania too. Many feel that the products sold during the month are of a substandard quality, and the shopping experience in these cramped malls is definitely not a sweet dream.
During the Adi sale, almost it is old stuff and the quality is nearly very low instead of the older times or the better times. During this time, it is rush time, so the shopkeepers obviously take out all the old stuff, all the low material, because this is festival time, so it goes off.
It's the Adi paradox. The most the discount, the most money, even they take off the wallet. While some brands offer genuine discount, other brands use this month as an opportunity to sell off their old stock. In most cases, it's a win-win for both buyer and seller. Buyers don't realize that a trap is laid for their compulsive shopping. In Chennai, Peer Mohammed, NDTV Hindu.
But to mark the Adi season, one of Chennai's best-known textile retailers, Pothys, is telling children to save more. Take a look.
Wall Street bankers may have got it wrong in 2008, but these little ones are beating the pros at their own game this Adi. The latest collectibles, thanks to Pothys, are these fancy piggy banks, and the kids are not so childish anymore.
It's like saving. It's like every time my money can save, but you can just spend it by your wish. So I'm going to save it for my family members.
When we were children, what we saved in these piggy banks was mostly for the biggest ice cream cone or for the latest digital watch. But these little ones have different plans.
I'll keep it for my future use.
Moral of the story, according to the children, roses are red, violets are blue. Saving your money is the right thing to do. In Chennai, with Ashmit Kumar, Pratiksha Ramkumar, for NDTV Hindu.
Now with Madras Day up ahead on the 22nd of this month, we celebrate the beauty and tradition of a lovely city through this month. And NDTV Hindu brings you tunes and stories surrounding the sights and sounds of our city, which was once Madras. Here's a vehicle which might not be very familiar to the current generation like ours, but a ride on it will unravel the charm of a city. Almost forgotten now, but the cycle rickshaw still holds the mirror to old day Madras.
The rickety bumpy ride, with its squeaking mechanism, takes you along the streets of Chennai in a leisurely pace that allows you enough time to soak in the sights and sounds of the city. Once upon a time, the quaint-looking tricycle was a common mode of transport.
இதில் வந்து நாங்கள் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டப்பட்டு வைக்கிறதால அவங்க இதில் வேண்டாம் சீக்கிரம் ட்ராவல் போயிடலாம் அப்படின்னு அவங்க வந்து இப்போ அது அவங்களே எங்களை இது பண்ணுறாரு.
Even today, tourists who desire a true Chennai experience are advised to go exploring the city on a cycle rickshaw. But these rickshaws have dwindled. Today, they can only be seen in the oldest parts of the city: Mylapore, Triplicane, Paris, Sakarpet and a few other areas. Sadly, in an expanding city growing in sophistication, cycle rickshaws will soon fade away. The cycle rickshaw drivers are a spirited lot. They say they will always have their set of loyal passengers who will always prefer them to the expensive motorized version, the auto rickshaws.
லேட்டஸாக ஆட்டோக்காரங்கெல்லாம் ஒரு 50 rupees போவாங்க மினிமம். நாங்கள் ஒரு லேட்டஸாக 30 rupees போவோம்.
பழைய ஆளுங்க எல்லாருமே ரிச்சாவில் தான் ஏறுவாங்க. ரிச்சாவில் ஏறி பழகப்பட்ட வயசானவங்க எல்லாருமே ரிச்சாவை தான் தேடி வருவாங்க, ரிச்சாவை தான் கூப்பிடுறாங்க, ரிச்சாவில் தான் ஏறுறாங்க.
The government, which talks a lot about preserving the culture and heritage of Chennai, seems to have turned a blind eye to this mode of transport. The cycle rickshaw today is the most eco-friendly. The city's environmentalists and ecologists would prefer to preserve these machines. Well, I've had a really fun day getting a taste of Chennai's heritage, and I could not really resist the chance to ride this wonderful mode of transport. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar, for NDTV Hindu.
Well, time to take a short break, but on the other side, facing tough questions from the opposition and the media on the allegations of corruption in Commonwealth Games, Kalmari says his resignation is out of question. And also find out what's on platter for you at the theatres ahead. Stay tuned, we'll tell you more.